Morning, boys. Hopefully my sound is good. So you want us to cover NAS 100, Euro USD, and US 30. One more pair, and then we can dive in. Gold and UJ. Perfect. That should be enough. How's my sound, guys? Okay, Euro USD. Drop on the daily. Okay, remember we looked at this yesterday and we did confirm that these zones are not really strong enough, and you can see here price actually went through a bit and then came back up. So I wouldn't really focus on EU for now. I'll just keep my distance, watch it from a distance. If I drop down to the 4-hour, we do see a very nice drop in price, stepping down in price. Okay, and then looking closer into the hourly, there are just two zones here that you could trade from, but they're not strong enough, so you are looking at a potential getting kicked out of a trade or getting wicked out. So I wouldn't trade these. Just focus on trading it from the daily zones. Once the daily zones are confirmed and they're strong enough, for example, whenever price comes back into the zone over here, you could look at a potential sell-off area once all the liquidity is grabbed, of course, right here. So just know that liquidity is chilling over there, and that's potentially where you'd want to trade from. For now, you'll have to let it be or watch it from a distance. NAS 100. Oh yeah, this one dropped so nicely. Yeah, price never really got back into our levels here at the top, just continued dropping down, and we are not seeing a nice tee off area except this one here, and price basically just went through it just now quickly and then came back up. So I wouldn't really also focus on this one, but now if you really want to take a look at it, you could potentially start looking at these zones here, but they're also not clear enough. So this is another pair I wouldn't watch. Just keep my distance for a bit. Yeah, keep your distance for a bit. Yeah, even this morning when I went deeper into price, I wasn't really getting much from it. US 30. This is a pair that we looked at yesterday, and remember when I mentioned that looking at smaller time frames, you are most probably going to get kicked out. But I see, if I don't know, I forgot who requested this pair, but it could have went their way. I'm not sure. You have to comment there and just tell us how it went. As I can see, price basically went into the zone and then dropped and then came back and smashed through the price points here. So if they really did get this move here, then it's pretty awesome. If not, then definitely got kicked out. So this is the issue with taking trades from 1 hour levels instead of your daily key zones as usual, because you know those are sensitive, strong areas that were formed by a whole lot of candles. So rather stick to that. Also with this one here, there's not really much happening. These levels were taken out. The one at the top, it's not really as effective as it should be. This will be very selective. If you do want to trade this, it is a daily, of course, so you'd probably have something similar to this. This could be a good tier of area, by the way. And then you can move all the way to this latest one. It still does cover this one here. Let's go down into the 30. Okay, still looking good. 15. Still fine. Covers. You can minimize that a bit. And then your tee off area would look something like that. Going all the way down to the next daily key zone. So this is a potential area you can look at. Okay, so I'm just gonna open this in a new tab and drop it in the free channel. Gold and UJ. Let's look at gold. Gold was playing around with us yesterday, actually. Well, on the premium channel, of course, we missed it by an inch. I missed it by an inch. Similar to this setup. Okay, but hopping on to the daily. Yeah, it left the zone dramatically, so I doubt we're gonna get a nice tee off area from this one. Let me just switch over to the premium and just give you guys a show you guys how it played us yesterday. Just such a bummer, because you know with gold you could always get some nice setups. Yeah, this is how gold played us yesterday. It literally just went into our zone and tanked completely. And the day before that it turned right here. So yeah, that's a bummer. But you get these once in a while. You do get these, or often. But the point is, once you do get them, you're well on your way. So it's all about patience and trying to maximize on those that you do get correctly. So with this one, hopping over to the daily, of course, we are gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to wait for gold to either get we're gonna have to wait for it to either get to these key zones at the top here, or this back into this level again. But until then, just have to keep our distance and just keep watching it. CAD JPY and UJ CAD JPY. Let's see how this one is looking. I see it's smashed through a zone here which we were looking at. I think we saw this zone yesterday. So if you're to look at this zone here, and it's not as strong as it wanted it to be, but I'd understand if people actually traded it from these zones here, right here, before this week started. But yeah, I wouldn't actually also look at this for now. You can see price dramatically went through it. So yeah, I'd definitely let that one go as well. This week hasn't been so great. Most of our setups have been, yeah. UJ, still have to wait for it to drop down to these levels. When will it drop? We are not sure. We just have to keep watching it. I'm just gonna go over to the Bootcamp. Just want to show you guys something, that once you do have a setup, especially when those that don't really trigger, I think it's the arcade. Yeah, this setup here from, I think it was Monday. Not Monday. Yeah, I think it was Monday. So price did get into the zone, came back down, came back to the very same zone again, dropped, and then yesterday came back into the very same zone again, dropped. So until proven otherwise, the setup is valid, which goes back into what we just looked at now on the, I think it was UJ, which goes back to this UJ setup. So when you guys do mark these setups, mark these trades, don't erase them, just keep them as they are. And then once the price does come into this, whether we have a live or not, you do know that, okay, cool, we know price should be reacting here. because we know that there is liquidity, of course, so you probably do get something along these lines where price grabs the liquidity and then swings back up again, takes some orders as well. And you know that when something like that happens, you're waiting for is to find a setup or to find a candle to trade from your T off area, and you refine that T off area, whether you're using the 30, the 1 minute, the 15, doesn't really matter. But what you're doing now is you're waiting for price to come to you. You're not rushing it. You're not chasing price. You're not trying to predict where price is going. All you're doing is waiting for price to do what you'd want it to do, and follow the rules. Wait for price to actually get into the zone, and then swing back up again. That's how you'd want to trade most of these pairs, and so you'd have something similar to this. So automatically you guys could actually mark this as a potential setup going all the way up. We don't know where, so until price does create a bit of a zone at the top, we'll just keep it open, and this will be your entry zones, and just keep it there for as long as it has to be there. Price can consolidate, it can come back down, move back up again, consolidate, come back down. When it does come into this area and grab all those liquidity there, you'll be ready and waiting for it. So that's the beauty about trading daily zones. You know it's a sensitive area, and once price does get into that, then you've got a nice T-off area with a good RR and a tight stop loss. Then you know that once it does react, you do get your 3R, 5R, and if it does continue tanking, you'll already be out of the trade. And if you've got the Wushu toolbox, then even much better. Okay, how do we know that the price consumed the demand and now will go to supply? Pendejo. It's simple price action, and if you take a look at this higher highs, higher lows, higher lows, you'd see a price is always working in a specific way, in a specific manner. And you know that once you start following smart money concepts, you know that they leave a lot of footprints, a lot of trails behind them, where price is most likely going to come back into that area. And when it does go back into that area, it'll find you waiting for it. I'm just going to show you another typical example of something similar to that. I'm not sure which specific one it was, but I think it was the AUD USD. Yeah, it's this one right here. So we marked this one here on Monday, and because we entered trades at 50% of the stop loss range, price came back down. It never continued dropping further, and what we automatically assumed is that if it does come back up into this area again, which it did the first time, it'll continue doing the very same thing, which it did. We didn't catch this because price didn't retrace halfway through, which is how we protect our downside. You would rather miss a trade than get our trades completely wrong. So yeah, that's what price does. I mean, look at gold. Gold, same story again. Price literally just went back into the very same area where the footprints were left. Didn't really get into the 50% mark, which is why we didn't take this trade, and then it tanked. So there's a high chance it will come back again, whether it goes deeper or not. And then once it does pass this level, we'll use our sell stop and wait for it to tank. I'm not sure if the UCAD one played out. UCAD. I'm just showing you guys how price always comes back to these areas where smart money leaves its footprints. Here, price came back, didn't really get into the zone, but you can see it did come back into the area. The area is still valid. RCAD, I just showed you RCAD. UNZD, USD Swiss franc. Yeah, there's one again. So this one was a stop, it hit our stop, but you can see price came back into the area a couple of times actually, and then eventually when it took off crazy. These are all footprints that smart money leaves behind for us to follow, and when we do get to that, we take advantage and you maximize on those setups. I think that's about it from yesterday's setups. This one here, we are expecting price to actually come back eventually into the zone and then tank from there, because it left us a trail at the back there, which we are counting on. So that's how you want to approach the market. most of the time, Pendejo. You really want to see where trails are left and just wait for price to go there and take advantage. Awesome, guys. So that's it for the day. We didn't really get anything. Even yesterday, some of the trades we got, we struggled to find them. And that's a sad reality with the market. You don't always get what you want, you get what you find. Happy trading, guys. Remember, risk management. Catch you guys tomorrow morning, pre-London. Check out our bootcamp. Check out our premium signals. Happy trading. And don't forget to check out the Wushu as well.